G'day, I'm Ben from Catch Pro Australia on the set of Lawn Care Skull Sessions with the bearded lawnsman.
G'day.
He's the co-host, by the way.
Fuck, it's moister than an oyster today, Benny.
Oh yeah, she's very wet.
Which is very wet. Been away for a few weeks.
We have been away for a few weeks, and I mean, look, not much has happened in the industry, but just locally, holy
Fuck,
shit,
bro. It's crazy.
But still amazing that, like, you know, I heard that Adelaide, South Australia and everything's just so incredibly dry.
Melbourne's cooked.
Yep.
Melbourne is incredibly fucked at the moment.
It's crazy, like...
Well, it seems like it's either one half or the other. Like, it's either we're getting a bunch of rain and, you know, down to the Central Coast, or, you know, Melbourne's fucking getting the same treatment. But
Brisbane, for example, has had our whole yearly rain total in the first 3 months of the year.
it's bonkers. It's crazy.
And they reckon next summer is going to be wetter.
Really?
Yes.
Jeez, they fucking can't protect shit. You know what's funny is, like, you watch the news and you hear these warnings of events, rain events. Where was the warning of this fucking 3-day saga?
I had heard about it.
Yeah, but it wasn't like on every fucking news channel. Oh, rain bomb coming, blah blah blah. Like they must have been fucking trying to hide something those other times.
I think that they just don't really know. I don't know if it's getting harder to predict or whatever.
It's a mad guessing game.
And I think it's harder to predict how it's actually going to affect everyone because all the coastlines are so built in now. Everything, like, living is so dense.
Yeah.
It's just difficult to, you know, predict. Like, you can obviously predict the weather, but the sort of repercussions of it.
Yeah, I don't want to call it predicting anymore. I think I just want to call it guessing. They're just guessing the weather these days. Because who knows, man? Like, even today, like, it was supposed to be fucking sweet in the morning, and then it's supposed to go back to being shit. But
Regardless, she's waterlogged.
oh, she's fucked. So Monday I got a half day in, which was good. Dion, so Will broke his nose on the weekend. Fucking copped a shoulder to the schnoz when he was playing Union. So he was out anyway, which, is no good. But he's waiting on the docs to call him to get that rebroken. So Dion went into one of my villages solo and busted out a whole day in the rain. Poor bastard. But, yeah, man, fucking, I got half a day in and then it was just too much. Like, it was just too much water. And I just started slipping on flat ground, and I was like, fucking, it's over. I'm packing up and going home. So, and I've been home ever since.
Well, my pool's about to flood again.
I did walk past your back door and have a peek, and it's peeking back at me from the back door.
Pretty good.
Oh, dude.
What else has been happening, pal?
Oh, bro. Well, I mean, this couldn't have happened at a worse time. Oh, obviously it could, but... I just picked up like another 50 acres of mowing jobs. I've got a 35-acre jobby, and that's fortnightly all year round, which is good. And they're really good customers, like really good, like pay-on-the-day customers. And I just picked up my first footy club, and I'm looking to try and secure another one. And you know what? Like, easy days, man. It's fucking good. It's so good. I'm going to get a bagger. I was going to try and get a clamshell, but there's none in the country at the moment. So hopefully they're on their way. I was going to get a clam for the cheetah, but I'm just going to get a bagger at the moment, just because they want the main fields collected. So a little bit too much work for the catch pro getting on and off. Maybe if I had a stander, I'd do it, because it's not like you're taking fucking 3 inches off at a time. But
believe it or not, we have catch pros at footy and soccer fields.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely.
But what they do is strategic mowing.
So they push it to one side and then they use it to clean up a bit?
You don't push the whole fields to one side. You kind of just push some.
Do like a 1-for-1? Sort of like...
Yeah, a little bit like that. I mean,
one to the side, one back in.
I can't say I've done it.
Yeah.
And realistically, I can't speak for other markets, but in Brisbane right now, I think regardless, even if you've got a rear bagger, like nothing is ever going to be Like
It's,
a Walker would be the most fitting.
yeah, I think Dan up with his Gianni up in fucking Harvey Bay might still be kicking it, but yeah, it's going to be pretty rough for a couple of weeks, I think, because the temperatures have dropped. It's in between the 20 to 28s, I think, a maximum forecast for next week. So
We're
it's going to.
finally able to actually turn the aircon off here.
Well, I actually had to turn mine back on last night because it was fucking steaming in my bedroom. Like, it was crazy. Like, the humidity was at 100% or something yesterday, and all the fucking windows were crying. And so I just popped the aircon back on to dry just to get that humidity out of the air.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
help when a fucking 3-year-old's fucking climbing in the bed. I'm going to try and piss on you tonight. I'm like, yeah, great.
Some exciting industry stuff. I know some people have seen it, but the shore cans are on their way.
Oh, they are on their way.
They're on their way.
Fuck
The
yeah.
shipment, it's been on the way for a while. There's been a delay.
Fucking man, the fucking shipping at the moment, like so many people are like blowing up about it.
So even now, I can't say it's happened to me yet in any of my shipments, but overseas shipments now coming into the Brisbane port, there's like a 25% extra tariff or something.
Really?
And so now it's almost cheaper to get it into Sydney port and then just freight it up from there. It's just everything is just getting so difficult.
Everyone's just fucking gouging and gouging and gouging.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of gouging, man, I had a bit of a fucking. I made a video and I just couldn't post it at LMCA because I was like, this isn't me. Like I don't talk about people's prices, but I went to this little old lady in one of my villages. She's old as fuck. Like she's early 90s. Her husband's just gone into care. He had Alzheimer's. He was fucking telling me about when he was a nurse in the army. Every single time I saw him. Fucking lovely old dude. And she's lovely as well. Anyway, I went there because someone told me that they thought that she was getting ripped off. At one stage, we weren't allowed to do work in backyards and, then we were allowed. So I started doing her hedge. She had a hedge. It's probably about as long as this wall. And it's probably about eye height. So we were doing it, like I did cheap, I did it like $60 every 6 weeks. It took us fucking 15 minutes to do and clean up and leave. That's it. So I just did that. And she actually got someone to call me to come and see her. So I went and saw her and fucking the people who were doing it were through NDIS, but it's like a special service for the elderly.
Yeah.
These cunts were charging her fucking $300 a month to maintain this fucking hedge. I was furious. I was so mad. Like, it's 100% taking advantage of this fucking woman who has she's obviously like losing her mental faculties. So
Yeah.
these dudes were fucking rolling in and fucking scamming her for $300. And look, this hedge, it's fuck all. Like, it's 15 minutes work. If you're an actual operator, it's 15 minutes work. Even if for a homeowner, it'd take like half an hour. It's literally a box hedge at eye height.
Yep.
Fuck, man, that infuriated me because it just shines a light on like what's happening with all those government, like,
Absolutely.
especially with the bathroom that we got done for Ellie when she was still alive. Like, the price was fucking 61 grand in the end.
Yeah.
For a bathroom that's smaller than this room.
Yeah.
It's just fucking crazy how taxpayer money is just getting fucking pissed away, and just it's like they set up these things and they don't regulate them. No. It's like housing commission. They fucking put people in and they never reassess them, so they fucking live their life paying fucking $75 a week rent. But yeah, man, that's something that really fucked me off last week. I was so I couldn't even post a video because it was like, fuck, this will get me cancelled. So it was just, I was so mad. I just had to vent, so I didn't have anyone else to vent to.
The whole industry I mean, it's one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone in the industry talks about cowboys.
Yeah.
But everyone out of the industry, the actual consumer, has the horror stories of, being ripped off. And even if I don't know if anyone saw the Concreter video about It was actually posted. I saw it somewhere else, but it was posted in LMCA. And
I
it went
might have seen it.
viral. But these concreters, in Melbourne or somewhere like that, did a job. They hadn't been paid. In full,
Yep.
and so that was the headline. And they just come with their bobcat and just fucking tore the whole thing up. But the behind story is that there was there was a $13,500 invoice. The dude paid 10, and they're just demanding their money. Rah rah rah. But the job wasn't finished.
Oh.
Like there was still works to be done. There was still a 10-meter wall to be built.
Oh, and they just fucking...
Yeah, and it's like, anyway, hopefully the dude actually presses charges.
Yeah.
Because, like, these self-righteous concreters who are just fucking entitled, like, why should they be paid for the completion of a job when it's not completed?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. Unless there was some sort of terms and conditions that had to be paid up by a certain time and date, then, but you still don't go and fucking rip shit up. Like, that's just... They've earned more money off of the views on that video than they would have for the actual job, which is fucked. They've profited from...
I think they're going to get stung hard.
If they get charged, would that all just fucking go... Would they get charged again for profits of crime?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that they would make money off the video.
Well, I don't know, man. Fucking...
Well, I don't make any money off my videos.
Yeah. But if you say it goes viral, I guess. But do you have any of your shit monetized?
No.
That's why you don't make any fucking money off it.
Nah, but it wouldn't produce anything anyway.
I heard there's been a big...
The amount that you've got to, the amount of, yeah.
I saw there's a big change on TikTok. They've changed the pay platform. And there was an example, a guy used to make about $31,000 a month off his content. Fair few fucking views and followers, like 24 million followers, blah, 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 fucking all the rest. And he went from 31,500 a month down to $5,000 because they changed the way that they pay their creators. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what like the Australian lawn creator, because a lot of people would be making bank off that. Like, you got Nathan who does really well on TikTok. You got Tim, Blade Mate does really well. Like all these boys, like they've set up their businesses around making money off TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah, I agree. But at the end of the day, how many of them are actually doing it solely?
Yeah, I don't know.
They all run other businesses.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, well, I don't know about Nathan. Like, I don't know how he's... I've never actually spoken to him before.
Neither have I, but surely he runs a business.
Yeah.
Like a mowing business.
Don't know. It'd take a lot of fucking time to do all the videos the content that they put out would take up a lot of time. Like, I mean, just look at the podcast. It's like a 5-hour time consumption, really.
To me, the only content is where you can actually get paid proper is OnlyFans. If you're a female.
This week, I'm thinking about painting my nails and taking a photo of my feet, see if I can get away. Imagine that. Fucking yuck. Although I got soft feet from my boots.
Today, anyway, we wanted to talk about tying up loose ends.
Yeah.
Now, we've done episodes like this, about being prepared and, being really disciplined and everything. But this is kind of on the flip side of it. Rather than, I mean, it's all relevant in terms of being prepared and organised.
Yeah.
But it's more about the back end, like I don't know how everyone else functions, but like I know I'll first talk about Catch Pro, then I'll talk about when I was in the industry mowing. But I just know there were certain things that used to eat me alive so in Catch Pro now, when I have like a whole heap of orders to do, it's really easy for me at any point of the day to just sit there and start punching out orders.
Yeah.
But when you have excessive amounts of emails or text messages and Facebook messages and things like that, it's, if you don't get back to these people, or if you don't, pay that invoice there, or if you don't order those boxes, or if you don't, so there's a lot more in Catch Pro. Yeah. But I know as a mowing business, you're on the tools all day, you might get 3 or 4 missed phone calls, and you might not even be interested in that work or even interested in whoever the fuck was calling. But I know that in any business, it's really important to just not let those loose ends drag on all the time, because you are letting people down, you are creating a bad name for yourself, and it's really therapeutic. To finish a day, let's say go to bed, right? Go to bed knowing that you've basically done everything that you had to do for the day.
Yeah.
And so I think it's more of a mental thing.
Well, 100%. Yeah.
Like if there's a quote that you got to get in, or just all of these things like that. And I think tying up loose ends, I think it's one of those things that just gets way overlooked
Oh, fuck yeah.
in any small business.
I think 100% you're correct. I think the midnight head miles, when shit's not going right and you just are behind in those little things, they do add up. And look, I have a pretty solid headspace most of the time, but it is when those little things, like when I've forgotten to get back to someone and it's too late to, respectively get back to them. So I'm like, fuck, I should have messaged them at 5, not think about it at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm like, fuck. When do you reckon is a respectable time to get back to someone? Do you think it's up to them to put their fucking phone on silent after 5?
I think these days, like realistically, before 7.
Different platforms too, like email any time of the day.
Oh, email any time of the day.
But
if you're texting someone, I think probably before 7 is appropriate.
Yeah, okay.
People are still having dinner, and
yeah, that's what I worry about.
They might be, but who gives a fuck if they get a message during dinner? Man, I get texted at 11 o'clock at night. I get question marks at 11 o'clock at night.
Didn't you get an early bird the other morning?
I get early birds all the time.
Fuck.
Facebook and stuff like that, I still think it's one of those things, like whatever, you can just probably do it at any time. But a text message to a direct phone number, before 7. And I wouldn't say, in the AM, anything after 7.
All right. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's about how I roll anyway.
Yeah, I
just every time if I ever have to, especially people with kids, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't want to send this. But sometimes you just gotta.
I mean, if a text message wakes up a kid, like,
that kid's fucked.
Well,
it's like that kid was going to wake up anyway.
But other parts about tying up loose ends, it can be paying your mechanic or taking something down to the mechanic. Whether you need to restock your trimmer cord, or just the amount of times, even lately, like I've had someone say, like, I need to order some blades. Okay, cool, order them, man. And then like you finally see an order come, and they're like, I really need these for the weekend. I'm like, hey, man, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
If you order anything on Wednesday, it's most probably not going to get to you by Friday.
Yeah.
And I think, like if these people were sort of tying up their loose ends, but like in the mowing world, when I was, in the field working and stuff, like I'd have villagers call me and they needed me to come in and do like touch base with something, and you're like, yeah, I'll come Thursday, and then something happens that day, and I think it is easier to actually be structured and to actually do that than be worrying about it later and chasing your tail.
Yeah. This week's been a big one for loose ends because, like, half day Monday, the rest of the week has just been contacting people day after day saying, hey, we're not going to make it today, obvious reasons. And it just, if I didn't, I know that my brain would be like, what the fuck are you doing, man? What are you doing? Go home.
You know what is a huge loose end that I just always was like, nah, I'll do it tomorrow.
Your foreskin?
Going. I don't have any.
Oh.
Going to the tip.
You can chew on mine. Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. I hate it when I see the boys rock up and they've got a full tank of fucking green on the back, because I just know it's going to be a lot of the time during summer. It's probably going to be wet. It's going to be smelly. It's going to fuck up the bottom of the truck, like the
But
trailer.
then, like, by the time, like, when you go out to do your next day's work, if you have to go to the tip first,
It's like an extra.
you're already running behind.
Yeah. And depending on the day.
Even if you left earlier. You know what I mean?
Depending on the day, it could be an extra fucking 40 minutes. Who knows? The lineups at the dump when it's all systems go are pretty fucking wild.
But was there anything else that you can think of, like just in a general day, pal?
So one of the things that I always fuck up is with this council contract, it's all about wearing long pants and stuff. And it's not so much now because everything sort of started to slow, but washing my fucking clothes, like making sure, because I don't normally wear long pants. I normally wear as short as I can fucking find. I'm a slut. So I normally would I've only got 2 pairs of long pants. So if I've worn them on a Friday and then I wear my other pair on a Monday and I forget that they're both in the wash, if I can wake up on a Tuesday, I'm like, fuck, chuck them in, 30-minute wash, straight in the dryer, and then I go to work with moist pants.
It'd be interesting to see how people, it's just so,
Moist.
it's just such a weird thing to wonder about, like, and it's such a simple thing, like having uniforms, washing your clothes. But I'd be really interested to see because I know, like, I was really anal.
Yeah.
And like I used to have a shirt for every day, obviously.
I do have shirts for every day, but now.
But
yeah.
now, hold on, let me finish.
No, fuck.
But I only used to run 2 pairs of shorts.
Oh.
Yes.
That sounds like not enough.
2 pairs of shorts for the week is what I used to run.
Damn.
And so Monday and Tuesday, I would wear the same pair of shorts.
Pooey.
No, well, not really, because
I mean, you're not fucking 150 kilos.
no, like I'm not a huge sweater. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. After a day's work, I'm not saying that they were fucking clean or anything, but they didn't physically smell or.
You wouldn't want to eat a sandwich out of the pocket.
But yeah, that's how I used to run.
Yeah, okay.
But it'd be interesting to see. I know way back in the day, when I was younger, when my old man worked, we had a whole uniform for. Sorry, we might have had 2 uniforms or whatever, but we would wash every day.
Yeah. I just think it's good practice. Like I've got enough shorts to cover me for fucking a week and a half, but yeah, long pants. It's one of those things that it's a requirement for the actual job I'm doing. And now I've started liking wearing long sleeve. Don't know, fucking Will got me into that. So yeah, I've only got 3 long sleeves. So when I'm out on the mower, I think it's because like I'm doing, I've got something like 120 acres now that I'm taking care of across a fortnight. And I think just being on the mower, my fucking legs are getting a mean tan when I'm not on the council jobs because I'm wearing shorts. But yeah, I got to protect my arms and shit because no matter how much sunblock, I'm just getting cooked. So yeah, I've got 3 of those. So I have a fucking little mini tantrum at myself every time one of those isn't clean and I've got to go out and mow all day.
I absolutely love wearing long pants mowing, but you just can't do it in the summertime here. You just can't.
I like it snipping. I'm not a fan mowing.
Yeah, I like it. You're way cleaner.
Oh, so much cleaner. You could almost have sex, just rip them off and just get into it.
But yeah, in the summertime, like I just couldn't possibly, like all your hedging and hand weeding and things like that. It's
I think I look better and more presentable in long pants. I've got some pretty mean tattoos on my legs, and I always see people, especially meeting new people, I just see them giving my fucking legs a side eye. It's like, is that a demon on his leg? Like, yeah, it is.
I think most people probably look a little bit more presentable in long pants. But I just don't think it's just not the industry. Certainly, if you're in the residential game, it's whatever.
Yeah.
So
another simple thing that I always try and maintain is drink bottles. So I like half freeze 1.25 litre bottles, and if I don't have them frozen in the morning, fucks my whole day.
Yeah, there's a big flaw in my life with that.
Oh, really?
Do you know how many mouldy drink bottles I've drunk out of? Like, just because I don't buy water.
Did you ever back in the day drink any old ice breaks? Like any old chunky ice breaks?
It's been a long time.
We were addicted to those back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, man, I used to leave from home and go straight to the servo, pick up my ice breaks for the day.
When we were kids, remember? Ice break, a pie, and a scratchy.
Back when they were affordable, hey.
Yeah, you could
$2.20 for a fucking ice break.
Now you fucking, what is it, 2 for fucking $12 or something?
I was outraged when they went up to $2.75.
Oh, the old BP at Manly, we used to fucking go there all the time and get ice break and a fucking crossword scratchy. That was our jam.
And I remember I used to look at the people, they'd get like a V or a Red Bull at 6 o'clock in the morning with a pie, and I was like, man, how do these people do it?
Who was it? Me that walked in there naked, or was it Kiwi Dave? And there was a dude on, and then fucking everyone got shown the video,
Might have been Kiwi Dave.
and he fucking came out with a steel pole.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Do you remember that?
Something's coming up about it, yeah.
I think I was sitting out the front on the tune or something.
He probably cried afterwards. He was an emotional Kiwi.
He was. Oh, fuck.
So, yeah, no, look, yeah, for me with drinks and stuff, like I just had a bottle and I'd just tap water it all day.
Oh, really? Yeah, see, I like to have a bit of a...
I did go through a period, like when you're in your villages and stuff, you know, I used to take power drinks and things like that because it was a lot easier. But on the road, like, mate, you'd punch a Powerade down by fucking 7:30.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the saving graces these days is that there's the Maxims now that come in fucking the freezer. So if I ever forget to freeze my drink bottles, I just fill them up with like water and then just chuck one of those in from the servo. That's the only thing I can think of because I can't drink fucking tepid water all day. I don't like it.
The other side of loose ends is obviously your invoicing.
Ugh, yeah.
And it obviously coincides with like our previous episodes about being prepared, being organised, things like that. But, and you know, obviously having routines and stuff.
Yeah.
But I do think, you know, your daily invoicing, along with, you know, all your BAS records and stuff, like, they're the types of loose ends that can really, really, like, just... you know, you can say like, oh, okay, saving this for a rainy day or whatever.
Yeah.
But then the rainy day comes, you get your fucking tracky dacks on, you're playing the Sony, and you're like, fuck, you know, rah, rah.
Or what if the rainy day doesn't come? Then your fucking invoicing is a month behind. Like I said at the start of the episode, you can't trust the forecast. So
I mean, a lot of people, I would assume, you know, getting invoicing done is a fairly important thing.
Yeah. Because
obviously you get paid.
yeah. No invoice, no money.
But I know that there are some people who, you know, like if you got body corporates, for example, and, you know, most body corporates these days are paying either mid-month, end of the month.
Yeah.
But, you know, making sure everything's in the system early, I think is just one of those things where you can truly clock off.
Yeah.
And be like, I have no loose ends today. And, you know, like I think, yeah, it frees the mind.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. I think the loose ends are the things that get to you in your headspace and make you fucking run those miles.
Anyone out there that has employees too, like the loose ends, man, they just grow.
Oh, they
grow,
never
grow.
stop. Never stop.
You know, like you always got something to do.
That's 100%. It's crazy. Something that probably people don't think about and probably put on the back burner all the time is, so as a contractor, you make relationships with other contractors. Well, I mean, if you're not an asshole, you fucking, you know, branch out and talk to people, and these guys might give you leads. You might not want that lead, but I think the thing is, you fucking, you know, you respect the fact that they've thought of you and things like that. Unless it's someone who's just fucking always shit dumping on you and just chucking shit jobs at you all the time. But no, I think getting back to people who are genuinely trying to help you, you know, even though they're not paying the bills or anything like that. You never know. One of these leads might come through and it could be a banger. So getting back to people in that regard, like other contractors, I think is good. It keeps relationships strong and it keeps the potential for more business strong as well.
I think probably getting back to people, returning missed phone calls, emails, texts, and then, forwarding quotes, things like that.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most overlooked loose end. In terms of a daily loose end or a weekly loose end, I think they're probably the biggest culprits. And look, we're all wired differently.
Yeah.
Like you could get a single person can, have an inquiry or have a client ring and say, oh, next time you're here, could you do some weeding? How much will this be? And, there's people out there who are just like, oh, fuck it, I'll deal with it on the day or, whatever.
Then the day comes and you're like, fuck, I've already banked up this much work on this end of the day. Like, I'm fucked now.
Well, I think what I was getting at is that there's probably a lot of contractors out there that don't, the way that they're wired, it's either not a problem for them or, they just simply, it's just not one of those things that they stress or worry about.
Yeah.
But you always do have to worry about the person on the other side.
Yeah.
There's a lot of anal people out there who they just want to know when you're coming, how much the price is going to be, if you can or can't do the job. They want to source someone else.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. I know.
Yeah, they value that communication.
And I know, I am one of those people as well, where if I, just even to one of my suppliers, if I inquire about something, if I get something on my mind and someone gives me the runaround, like, oh, yeah, we'll suss this out or we'll look into it, rah, rah. I might let a couple of days go by and then I'm like, well, hasn't this person got back to me yet?
See, my brain doesn't work like that. I wish it did, but I'm just such a fucking airhead when it comes to that sort of stuff. Like, if it's not on a piece of paper, like in my house, I have 3 notebooks and every notebook has notes in it for different things. Like I've got one for ideas and stuff to sort of help the business grow. I've got an events book for the events that are coming up, and I've got my workbook where I'll write who I have to get back to, blah blah blah.
I'm a notebook guy.
You're a notebook, yeah. See, I can't do
Always
it.
have been.
My missus is like, what the fuck? You got a phone? Just open up a fucking notes in your phone and put it in that. I'm like, it doesn't work. For some reason,
it doesn't work for me either.
Typing it does not make it stick in my head like writing it. So
well, it's different. You're able to sort and organize things. And I know that there's programs and stuff that's things like that. I think even if I'm looking at my daily orders from Catch Pro, it's really easy to.
Do you handwrite all that out, or you get a printout now?
No. I handwrite all of my Catch Pro orders, the physical grass catcher ones.
Yep.
If someone orders a 375 head or something like that, I just go down the line and pack and do things as I go.
Yeah.
But the reason why I rewrite it all is there's variables.
Yeah.
This person ordered blades with that.
Okay.
This type of catcher needs so-and-so bracket or whatever.
Does it fuck you up when people do 2 orders? If they've made an order and they're like, oh, fuck, I forgot to order this. Or do they normally email you and say, hey, can I also get this on the order?
At the end of it, if it's 2 separate orders, Vicky picks up on it. Because I just write the numbers on the order boxes.
Yeah.
And then she weighs the box and then prints the labels. So then she ends up. Yeah. But I still used to do it with all the mowing stuff.
I remember all your diaries.
Because if you make an error, it's an easy scribble.
Yep.
And I understand spreadsheets and things like that.
Yeah.
That's I think that's good for you for the once it's completed, done and dusted. And I'm not even telling people hey, carry a fucking notebook around.
No, fuck no.
It's just the way that I'm wired.
Yeah.
I can make a a checklist of anything and carry it around with me if I need. Like if I'm in my my office is where I do all the building as well.
Yep.
But if I know that I'm sending out 15 catches and I need to go and get all my brackets and make up the bolt bags, I can just take that book with me and go, okay, I need a Cox bracket, I need a Skag 32 bracket, I need this. Put it all on a trolley, walk it out. Whereas if I was going off the computer and the order forms, I'd have to find all those orders, click into the order, and then click out of it to get the next one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then you can't check it when you've done it.
Yep.
Like you can't put a tick there and be like, I got my Cox bracket.
Yeah, okay.
Got my Cox, eh?
Got my cocks out.
So, look, I don't even know how this conversation really applies
Oh, look,
to
I think
your contractors necessarily, but sometimes having a checklist like, okay, I have to go and see the mechanic. When I'm finished, I have to go. I know that I need 2-stroke oil. I want to grab that when I'm there.
Yeah, see, that's the
things
thing.
like that. And I think some of those, it depends how much there is.
It's like a to-do list, really, for me. I have like a to-do list. But moving into the event, that's when my head is just fucking racing. Like that's when my caffeine intake has to go up because with ADHD, caffeine kind of mellows me out, but it helps me focus as well. So with the amount of emailing and shit, because I'm not used to that. Like Lou does all of the invoicing and emailing. She does most of the emailing. I say I do a bit of the emailing, but all the back end stuff she takes care of, which is good. Frees my head up a bit. But when it comes to the event, I'm the coordinator, so everyone's talking to me, and then it goes on to like Lou. She's doing all the organising, and Rob's doing organising, and Scotty's there, Dale's there. Like there's all these people, and everyone has to be informed about what's going on all at the same time. Fuck.
I can only imagine that.
Like my head, like I can feel the fucking heartbeat in my head. I'm just like
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good. It keeps me on my toes. And yeah, it's something that I'm passionate about and I'm excited to do. So, I kind of cop it on the chin because it's not forever. So
Yeah, and I mean, organising something like that's hard because you can put systems in place and organise, but nothing really happens until about 2 weeks before.
Yeah, it's so fucking scary, man. Like, I'm reaching out to something like, I've got a list of 60 businesses that I've reached out to, suppliers, dealers, fucking Zero, Shorescape, fucking all these different, like, completely left field things. And I'm breaking into the landscaping world as well, trying to get them across, and they're like, who the fuck are you? But yeah, that's a crazy thing, man. Like, just so many names, and I'm gonna fuck people's names up. I already know I'm gonna be like, everyone's just gonna be mate.
Oh man,
hey mate, how you going?
There's even people that I meet now.
Yeah,
and usually over at Southside Mower Centre, someone will be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And, "Hey man, how are you?" And
yeah.
like, then there's other times where I kind of recognize someone.
Yeah.
Like, "Hey man, how's it going?" And they're like, "Who's this fucking dick?"
Yeah. I kind of want to say to anyone who's going to say good day to me, just have your face as your Facebook profile picture. Because if you've got like a fucking picture of a cat or something like that, it's going to be really hard because people expect you to know who they are from their name. It's like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Even now, like I got that much going on that, like, the social media has kind of, I won't say it's broken me yet, but I'm so disappointed in not just the contractor community, but really everyone. Like, I understand, there's all, people are who they are and stuff like that, but the industry on social media, I think it used to be in such a great place, but now, like, you see the people that are just repeatedly, don't have anything to offer.
Just always
negative. Yeah. Obviously now that Catch Pro is where it is, we've got our haters.
Yeah.
Which, like, people say, like, okay, they're haters, but and ignore them or whatever, that's fine. It's fine, and you can get through for a while, but after a while, like, it's like, man, these people they just damage your business.
Oh, I could only imagine, dude. Like I'm
And I'm not even.
I hear the stories and it's fucked.
But
like,
I'm not even just talking about. Like, I can handle what happens to me, but when I say I'm disappointed in the industry, like, I'm just disappointed in all the other stories
yeah.
that you see. I think I saw one the other day, like, someone just copy and pasted someone's whole Easter.
Yeah. I saw that.
And, like, it's not that bad. It's not... Look, you'd probably be flattered.
Yeah.
But, like, you see things like that going on, and you think, what else is going on that is... Because that's not detrimental to anyone's business.
Yeah.
That's not a big deal.
Imagine if you're new and you just had all these other people's photos just lined up on your phone showing customers like, this is my work here.
And people probably think that I'm being a hypocrite because if I see something Catch Pro related, I immediately steal it and repost it.
Yeah, but
I'll make no bones about it. Once it's public on social media, in terms of content, like it's not like we go to other people's websites and steal their fucking product descriptions or something like that and then this is content of my own products that someone has posted. It's not like I'm searching someone's private photos and things like that. So I have absolutely no... People have issues with it. I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, I don't like people using other people's work as their promotional photos.
No, that's bullshit.
I think
complete. That is complete. Like...
It's funny when you see the stock, like a stock photo.
Something that would be a no-no, for example, is if, like, let's say a lawn was mowed with an accelerator catcher.
Yeah.
And you couldn't really see the catcher, but you could see this beautiful cut lawn.
Yeah.
And then I used it and was like, check out what the Catch Pro did. Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
But if it's like, my product...
It's funny how many people get caught out too. I wonder if something to do with like an algorithm if you use a similar photo or the same photo, or if other people see it and go, hey, I've seen that somewhere. Because I don't watermark any of my photos. I know like Humongous does. Like he GI mows everything like that he puts up. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like, if I know, sometimes I just grab shit and the only time I feel bad is when I either don't recognize who they are or they've posted it with their personal name and I don't recognize their business name.
Yeah, okay.
And I repost stuff and I don't know who the fuck gets the credit.
Yeah.
That's the only time where I sort of think like, okay, I probably should put a bit more effort into that.
I think with the watermarks too, like even if you are sharing content with watermarks, it's good for that creator. Like I get the watermark thing. Like you don't want people to use it as their business on their business pages. Like, hey, look at this. But if you're resharing it, because most of the time it's a reshare.
Reshare or screen grab.
Yeah. So, it's one of those things. Like, I don't know. That's another place where sometimes I fall down is social media. And social media is a part of my business, my jam.
Yeah.
So, getting back to people sometimes it takes a bit longer than it really should. So,
oh man, I'm losing my mind with it. Like, I had a sort of a time recently where if someone asked me the price of something, I'm just not going to make that a priority.
Mm-hmm.
Or if someone asks me for a quote, I'm also not going to make that a priority because we're an online business. Like, you don't email City Beach and say, oh, I saw this T-shirt. How much is it and how much does it cost to get shipped to me? Like, who the fuck does that?
Yeah, it's there.
But everyone does it to me. When realistically,
I do it to you.
You can go on the website, you can get that price.
Yeah.
And the shipping is calculated like any other website. You add it to your cart, you can get the shipping quote and you can go from there. If there's an issue with sometimes the shipping calculators, they fucking jig out for some reason, then we will make that a priority. But
Yeah.
there's certain things are just like tying up these loose ends. Man, so much of it is a waste of time. It can be, and that's the reason why we overlook these things. But
At the end of the day, it promotes like a culture of, oh, this guy doesn't fucking care. Like, I've asked him a question and he hasn't gotten back to me. So I get like, it's not your priority, but you gotta eventually got to deal with it. Do you just chuck him the link? You should just have a prefabbed fucking copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. I know that takes time, but less than individually writing back to everyone.
yeah, like if someone texts me personally, they're the ones that get buried the most.
Yeah.
Because you know, there's no notification. Like once you've kind of opened it, then it can get buried in the mix. If it's an email, no matter what I do, the emails.
Yeah, okay.
2 or 3 times a day.
On my phone, I don't know if it's the same with the iPhone, but if I've opened a message and I haven't responded to it, 2 days it'll give me, and then it bumps it back to the top and says, you opened this 2 days ago, but you didn't respond.
I don't have that. That's probably a setting. I don't have that, but I've made, like, you know, in my own thought process with you tying up your loose ends, I've made it like before I leave my office at 8 o'clock at night, I make sure that I've gotten back to every email.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And we get accused of it all the time, but some people, mate, for whatever reason, sometimes it goes to their spam.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't receive it, but we're pretty spot on with all the emails.
Yeah, that's good.
But your Facebooks and stuff, because we've got 3 pages, that can get.
I could only imagine the notifications. Like we got the skull sessions that we don't really do too much to. We've got like this is just
I don't look at Skull Sessions Facebook page or Instagram at all.
Yeah, so the Facebook page, that's just we don't do much on that at all. Instagram, now and again, we'll put some, anytime we do an ad or something like that, I'll chuck it up. And if there's anything funny, I'll chuck that up too. But my business page is linked to my Instagram. So, it's always, if I post something and it's a hitter, then it's like, Facebook, Instagram. I don't really fuck with TikTok anymore either. I post a couple if I get some good content, I'll put it on TikTok. But
yeah, I gave up on TikTok.
Bro, there's like, I opened up my TikTok this morning while I was taking a shit and it was like fucking 400 notifications on it. I was like, I'm not fucking cruising through them. Yeah. So my daughter's got TikTok and my wife does as well. So my daughter always, like anything funny, she's like, check this out. And she wants a fucking dog. So I'm getting like 438 dog TikToks a day. So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, social media, man, it's just one of those things that, that's another thing you kind of got to keep on. Engagement is the number one thing to propel your social media. So if that's something that you're on.
I'd be interested to know how many mowing businesses actually rely on social media. Like I understand the residential games, the residential businesses, I can understand it. I think if you're not hunting for any business, I don't necessarily see a huge need for it.
Yeah.
If you are constantly looking for that next client, then I can probably understand it.
I think, look, in the last year, I think my business mindset has changed a bit too with the whole looking for work. I just see everything as an opportunity now. So if I see something that tickles my fancy, even though I'm fucking booked up ridiculously heavily, if I see something that tickles my fancy on a local thread, I'll jump on it. I just think like, there's some jobs that I still have that are not 100% what I want to have. So I'll just turn those over.
I think too, like if you truly want to build up the perfect business, whatever that is, by the way, let's say that the perfect business is a business where you wake up every morning stoked to go to work. So every job on that list for the day is like, fuck yeah, I want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't know if that exists. I don't know.
I'm not going to lie. At the moment, I fucking look with just mowing. I love it. I absolutely love it. 2 days a week, like I'll go and see the boys and hang out with the boys, which is awesome. But the rest of it, I'm just fucking just full on, just all day, every day, just mowing. So
Yeah, I don't know if I ever really achieved it. I always had some jobs where I was like, oh man, I wish I didn't have to do this one today.
yeah,
And maybe you still considered it a good job, but there's always room
yeah,
for, um, improvement for any job.
I know,
You
yeah,
know, whether it's like, a particular mowing job or a particular mowing style.
Yeah.
You know, where yes, you can get away with side throwing, or yes, you can do things like that.
Yeah.
But then there is also the job satisfaction.
yeah, and I think that's got a lot to do with my enjoyment at the moment is everything's green. The fucking rain is obviously puts a dick in my happiness, but everything's green, everything's lush, everything's cutting up really nice. If you haven't been hitting goals in Brizzy this year too with jobs, like if you haven't been able to upgrade some jobs or at least grab some new work, then you really need to look at your marketing for next year because fuck, I haven't even been trying. And
I think a lot of contractors in the Brisbane area, at least ones that I deal with, are struggling, obviously, with the workload
yeah,
because everything is taking longer.
yeah. Oh, I totally get that. I think
So understand that there's a plethora of work
that
out
it's
there.
a plethora.
But being able to physically handle that workload there's just a lot of contractors, I mean, even if you have a look at, I guess as you're listening to this, it's probably Easter Monday.
Yeah,
And so everyone would completely understand that the week before that we've had, it's immediately a short week.
Yep.
That ruins some stuff. And then if you have a rain day in that week, it's bad.
it's like a short week after a short week. It's fucking it's shithouse. And in Brisbane, like I may as well just write this week off and start this week next week because it's fucked. Like this whole week is absolutely cooked. And there's nothing you can really do about it. It's just a part and parcel of the game.
And I think if you, I know we're talking a lot about Brisbane, but it's just because it's just so wet.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many listeners we have in Brisbane, but I think you could probably take a day of rest. Go fishing or fucking do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I think now is a perfect time because the grind is going to be on.
Oh yeah, big time.
Until it gets below 16 degrees at night, which I still reckon we're fucking 6 weeks away from.
I thought we would see some of that, but the humidity has been quite high, and the temps are, like I said earlier, 20 to 28. So it's still, growing.
We're all just overreacting and thinking it's way cool just because it's been so hot. That as soon as we see grey skies and we're not like physically sweating all the time, we're like, fuck, it's cold.
Yeah, temperature wise though, it's nice. Like my wife and daughter are both wearing jumpers today. I'm like, that's weird.
I had a flanny on.
You had a flanny on. Fuck,
but I'm that type of dude.
Yeah, I run hot, so pair of fucking stubbies for me. No wait, ruggers. My ruggers. Okay, so I had this pair of ruggers, same as these greenies that I'm wearing, bottle greens. I know you like that colour, so I wore them for you today.
Not in shorts, but yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. But yeah, no, I squatted down in a pair of ruggers, and they were a bit low. I hadn't pulled them all the way up. Fucking just opened them up like a can of beans, cock and balls out. It was fucked. Luckily, I was in my shed, so no one saw it except for my wife after I took the photo and sent it to her. But yeah, short sometimes you got to just pull them up nice and high and tight.
Nah, I'm still a gangster, I still wear all my shorts.
All baggies?
Nah, like just sagging.
You got a waist though. I just got fucking, my back just joins up to my ass, so everything just slides straight down like a fucking slippery dip.
Yeah.
I need a stiffy to keep them up.
Oh boy. Bloody, any other loose ends that you can think of, pal?
Not really, man. They're all pretty simple things, but they're things that need to be done quite regularly. Like you really have to stay on top of these things to make sure that you're always in a decent headspace.
What about loose ends to prevent more loose ends?
Loose ends, but so maintenance, fucking stay on top of it. As we always say, oil's cheap, fucking engines aren't. So, a 30-minute oil change can save you a fucking. I mean, I've been hearing 6 to 8 weeks at some shops. It's crazy the wait times on mechanics these days, and it's obvious because our crazy ass seasons have fucking just blown everything out. But yeah, definitely like with machines maintenance, it's always a loose end. Like especially with the amount of mowing I've been doing lately, fucking regular servicing has become sort of a key. I got to slip that in because if I forget it, like I'm not just going 1 or 2 hours over my service interval. I'm going fucking, I'm doing 10-hour days on the mower. So I'm, 9 of that is actual mowing. So, every sort of hour counts. So I try and keep up with that. Greasing all your moving parts, all your spindles, all your whipper stipper heads, all that sort of shit, making sure your blades are sharp. Because, at the end of the day, like you are losing time because everything's so heavy. If you're trying to be as efficient as you can, those little things do help in the end.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's just these days with all the battery, just the impact of battery equipment, there's just a lot less maintenance. I know there's still tons of petrol gear out there and it still dominates at least parts of businesses.
Yeah.
But yeah, certainly at the moment, like just with how wet, like just under the decks and just bloody...
Yeah.
Even the rigs, mate, like just wet grass and just...
Well, I thought my truck was nice and clean when I jumped out the other day and I fucking got in this morning. I was like, what the fuck is that smell? And
It's like, it's my yesterday's...
Yeah, it's my fucking 2 days ago poo-poo. No, it was my hat because my hat was wet. Obviously, I'd sweated and it was an old hat because I forgot my hat that day. So it was a behind-the-seat hat. And fuck, it's dank. Like, it was rank. So I was like, fuck, is there an old sandwich in here or something I didn't eat? And, look at me. Of course, I'm not leaving old sandwiches.
Well, I got a new truck and about a month ago or whatever. And I've made it, man, I'm not a lawny, right? But fuck me, I still got a lot of grass around me.
Yeah, you're a farmhand now.
Yeah, but
it's fucking hay, not grass.
Anyway, I pay the twins to vacuum my car once a week, regardless if it needs it or not.
Yeah.
It's just one thing that I'm doing is staying on top of everything.
Yeah.
The outside of the car, not so much.
Yeah. Back when you were lawny, did you used to just open up both the doors and just blow the grass out one side?
Yeah, look, I went through a stage in my life, especially when the kids were really young. Like every Saturday, I'd do it.
Yeah.
It just when my kids were young, like I sort of just if we weren't like going out and doing anything, and we had 3 kids under fucking 2 or 3 under 3 at one stage. So we were limited with naps and fucking cranky kids and shit like that. So I was actually really good with all my stuff for a long time. And I'd vacuum it every Friday and just get all the rubbish out, mate. Like, fucking pie wrapper here, this. And,
fucking 36 ice break. You could have been making money. Imagine all the ice break bottles that we used to smash.
Yeah.
Imagine the fucking 10 centers off those these days.
So I actually did the rubbish in the rig every day.
Yeah, okay.
That was one of the things where I was like, you know what? I need to do that.
Yeah.
And, wash out the esky and stuff. Because it's just like everything else in this industry, man, just shit builds up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do it for one day and it's like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Look at this mess.
Yeah. So fucking blade changes and shit for me, like blade changes on the road, I have to take all the shit out with me. Like if I don't get my maintenance done at home, I have to do it before I start the job. Like, I religiously put grease in my spindles every 10 hours and all that sort of stuff. And I'll change my blades. So I'm always having a fresh cut. But, Yeah, if I don't do it at home, I have to take that shit on the road with me. So I've got a crate, I've got like a go bag with me Ugga Dugger and me fucking, I've got, I always take my Milwaukee, it's like the plug-in pressure
Oh
tire
yeah,
pump.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I've got that all the time anyway, just in case, and a tire kit. So that's always in my truck. But I'll bring my. I've got a Milwaukee grease gun, which is fucking on point, man. They're so good for like quick, like greasing up real quick. You can pump 10 fucking pumps in like 10
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah.
And
Blow up the hedge trimmer gearbox.
yeah, but you can limit because you can set how many pumps you want in it, which is awesome. But yeah, like fucking at the end of the week, you look in there and you've got half your fucking tool like bag in there. It's crazy. So yeah, on the weekend, fucking take
Well,
it all there.
it can be a real pain in the ass, like especially depending on your living situation. Some
Yeah.
people have some pretty mad setups,
Oh man,
but
so-
it can be a real pain in the ass to get equipment off to do the maintenance and then load it back on.
Yeah.
And like I sort of never understood like why would you do that at your jobs, but sometimes like if you're about to mow a lawn, it can be easier to just look.
Yeah.
And I was never that guy. I never rattled off blades
Yeah.
before a job and things like that. Certainly never ever sharpened them on the job.
well, I normally keep it set anyway. Like you saw that fucking blade that I fucking orbited.
Yeah, yeah.
So, if I ever fucking hit a blade and I'm only 4 hours into a 10-hour mow, then, I have to change it. Like I can't lose a day just because I bent a blade.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah. But
yeah.
I mean, I just mean
Just like,
you're like, oh, my blades are a little dull, I might sharpen.
yeah, I've seen a lot of people flipping their mowers and fucking sharpening them with a grinder while they're still on the machine.
Too hard.
Yeah, I don't know. But,
Too hard, too inaccurate. Like you're better off just not sharpening them.
yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like I've never tried it. So, maybe,
It couldn't.
I don't know.
It couldn't be very easy.
yeah. I mean, if you take the base plate off, then you could probably get a little edge on them. But yeah, with mower blades, like push mower blades, I'm talking about.
Oh, push.
Yeah, push mower blades. Sorry. Yeah, I would just.
I never fucked with sharpening them.
Yeah,
because
I just fucking replace them. They're
realistically, like if they've got no flute on them,
yeah.
there's no point in sharpening them.
A lot of
Like,
the times
they'll and I mean you can mow a whole lawn with whippersnipper cord. It's the flute that you need.
yeah.
That gives you your throw.
Yeah. I feel bad for my father-in-law. He went hard on Milwaukee and he got like nearly $3,000 worth of stuff. And he did the trade-in with me. So I got myself a few bits and pieces as well, like drop saws and shit like that, like a big miter saw. And yeah, he got it all and he was able to mow his little back courtyard, which is probably about, 3 or 4 times the size of this room. But his front yard is big. Like he's got a big front yard and he's been fanging ever since he fucking got it. It's just been pouring with rain. So
Yeah.
he did his back in and he had to have surgery and stuff. And he loves his yard. And I said to him, "Go battery, man." I was like, "Just go battery. Trust me." He was using a fucking 19-inch push mower and things like that. No self-propelled. I'm like, "Go battery. You'll fucking love it." And Travis from Milwaukee was good enough to go and give him a quick demo.
Yeah.
And he fucking loved it. So, yeah, he just invested straight away. And I just took the opportunity to trade in a bunch of my stuff. Because the more with that Milwaukee thing, the more you spend, the more you get back. So, yeah, it fucking worked out good for all of us.
Good stuff. I haven't really heard much about, if there's any, new industry releases. I haven't heard much about zero-turn mowers.
No,
I know
not really.
I know it's not probably the right time. It sort of happens more toward the end of the year.
Yeah, well, GIE, there'll be a few things.
Usually you start seeing leaked stuff around now.
But I don't see what more. I know Skag's got a fucking shitload of products coming out, and word on the street is there's more. So I don't know what's going on. They've taken on Bluebird as well. Like they bought out Bluebird. So I don't know if there's some behind the scenes collaboration stuff going on there. Very interested to see though, because I'll be there. I get to go and see all the R&D guys again and chat to them. But I haven't really seen much on social media at all, in regards to new products.
No, I think I might have seen So I think Toro now have a 32-inch grandstand.
Really?
Yeah, which I think their big reveal will probably be at the GIE this year.
Cool.
It might, like, there was people that were saying like, oh, that's just the X Mark.
Oh, okay.
But
So
I
the
don't-
Starus or whatever it is, like a mini Starus.
Yeah, they had one before that.
Yeah.
The Starus was the turd that they did.
It's a fucking
Across
ugly
the
machine.
board,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a shit.
Not only did it look fucked, but it was fucked as well.
Oh, it didn't perform.
No, no.
Oh.
Look, I think it was actually Brian who might have told me.
Oh, okay.
It was a turd of a machine.
Oh.
Well, they ended up coming right out with the vent. It's got a X Mark Virtue or something.
Oh, okay.
And it was the direct copy of the ZK.
Oh, that's right.
Double
Yeah.
handles. They kind of dissolved that Starus.
Yep.
And come out with this one.
Well, I know that XL shouldn't be too far away. I've been seeing them in the US dropping. Lots of people are getting on board. It fucking blows my mind when they're doing fleets. They're like, yeah, I just picked up 5 fucking XLs. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's big business over there.
Yeah.
They're, I'd say a lot of those mowing contractors in the US are probably scrubbing off their gear now and getting ready to just get started.
Yeah.
I think some markets, probably down the south, they'd be getting rolling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like when I get there in October, it's like full. It's like Halloween, so it's like all the trees have changed. So it's autumn. So yeah, they would be starting to fucking.
Well,
they'd be slowing down now.
They're slowing down then.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to do their last mows.
Yeah.
So I think
so. Leaf season's coming up for them.
It's the first part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good one.
Well, actually, not really. No, it'll be spring there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess.
It's autumn here.
Oh, yeah. It's still like 6 months. I'm thinking fucking October's just around the corner.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah, so they would be starting to kick off now. Yeah, you're right.
They're just starting to kick off.
Yeah.
But no, the 32 grandstand isn't just because the X Mark it had a fixed deck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas this one has a fucking height adjuster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was a G up or not, but I saw Ed Wright had posted. He must have an AI app.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is real, but it looked like they have brought out a zero turn tractor, a little bit like a Pro Z mixed with like a ride-on tractor.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's real because I was looking through the comments and I just couldn't tell if this was like an actual product leak.
Yeah.
Or if Ed was just having heaps of fun with this AI app that he had. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think your point about what could someone do next. It's not, like what else could they put in a mower?
Yeah. What's the next leap?
Yeah.
I feel like deck technology might be something that they look into. You've got that. The John Deere deck, the multi-force from Toro. Like people are trying to expand.
They got that mulch on demand, the John Deere one.
Yeah, and like the multi-force has got I think adding on to a piece of equipment might be something that we see a lot of next. They have that a lot in the US, and obviously like the Catch Pro here, and there's a few, paddock do things you can tow behind and shit like that, but. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so excited to go. Like this year will be cool.
We had been through a period, obviously, where, like, you saw Spartan do something that no one else really picked up, but like the front springs.
Yep. Yeah.
That was really cool, and that was like one of those added feet. And then like you see entry models now with USB ports and stuff. I think. Yeah.
It's
they
pretty standard
all
these days.
still need to address their drink holders.
Fuck me.
But yeah, like I think more fuel, better seats.
Yeah. It's funny because
they're probably some of the things in zero turns. Push mowers, they need to fucking. They just need to go back to the 90s and just.
If no one makes a fucking self-propelled open fucking rear chute.
So can they not do that because of the drive?
It's something to do with the drive system. And look, the Rover Pro Cut was an amazing mower, and people fucking, will shoot each other for fucking parts and things like that. But I think the hydrostatic, because it was like a hydro drive,
Yeah.
so that's why it sits on top. But surely, like, these guys are making fucking all sorts of things. Like they can come up with something. I think. I just think that whoever does it first is going to have a dominant, like an Australian dominant machine. I don't know why Honda haven't fucking come out with it. Like they have the knowledge that.
Well, Honda aren't making mowers anymore, are they?
No, I don't. Well, yeah, well, I don't think that's an Australian thing. I think that's a US thing. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't think
that's just one thing I'd love to see. I'd love to be a part of that. Like someone needs to develop it.
As much as we think the industry is growing, like just nothing is from the US is ever going to be developed for Australia.
No. Oh well, look.
There's exceptions.
Yeah, like the 42 Liberty, that was 100% an Australian thing.
Yeah, but how have they gone with volumes?
I don't really know.
And I'm not saying it's not a reflection of
no,
or anything like that.
I don't. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know how many they bring in. It's not something I really ask because most of the time I'm dealing with commercial guys who want commercial, like full fucking spec machines.
But what I mean is that like every other brand has a 42 inch.
Yeah.
Like, is there like I just can't see. It's kind of like, let's say Ego. They're making a really conscious effort to make a push mower specifically for Australia.
Yeah.
And like obviously they've got the head guy that looks after here that is straight in R&D's ear.
Yeah.
They can get that done. But in terms of like a Gravely or a Hustler or any of these other brands,
they definitely get tweaked. Like obviously we've heard of like one of the Hustler decks didn't come in because it wouldn't cut Australian like grasses and shit like that and at our heights and
but the mower never really came out.
Yeah, that's true.
That stand on 52
Yep.
isn't here because in the end, Excel Industries was like, well, we're not, if you're going to sell 10 a year, we're not fucking interested.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it comes back to the comment I made before about the guys buying
I was trying
5 XLs and a hit. Like, how many businesses do you see, except for maybe, there are some businesses that will buy 5 at a time, 6 at a time when they're turning over their equipment, obviously councils, but here in Australia, the fleets aren't like they are in the US. Like
no, and like I was trying to do some product research, and my numbers could be way cooked, but it's only looking like the whole Australian stand-on market maxes out at about 400 units a year.
Really?
That's every single brand that's every single stand-on sale, about 400 a year. Whereas you'll have in the 42 deck, for example, let's even just take Cub Cadet or Hustler, whatever, they'd be looking over 1,000 units just for a 42 deck model, and they've got like 4 fucking models of them.
Yeah, okay.
So the volumes, around here, in the Australian market, like just, I always had hope and stuff, but yeah, I just think...
Let's be honest, the standards are still new. Like, realistically, they're only 3 or 4 years old, like, in popularity. They've been around. They've been in Australia for a long time. It's just nobody really picked up the concept. And I think...
Well, I think everyone picked up the concept. We certainly saw an influx. I mean, we saw brands that structured their whole... Like, you look at Cox Mowers.
Yeah.
They reinvented themselves with the distribution of right mowers. Certainly, a brand like Skag, they do a lot of different machines, but that 32 V-Ride or even the V-Ride is like, if when you think about standards, the V-Ride kind of automatically, because there's other brands that have like Hustler did fuck all with the Super S.
Yeah.
Ferris is only bringing in the 36 rear discharge and a 52.
Yep.
But
Bobcat.
so Bobcat was one of I'd
They
say
did okay,
Bobcat and Toro, even though they were only really doing the 36s initially, they were at the forefront for sure.
yeah. But you don't really, especially here in Brizzy, like a Toro grandstand is not something you see about. You don't see Bobcats anymore either.
Never see Bobcats anymore. I hardly ever see grandstands. I've never seen one in a shop.
Yeah, no, neither have I.
I've never seen one in a shop.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just one of those things. And the same with the push mower. Like they, yes, there would be volumes here for the ultimate one. I mean, I don't know how many contractors there are.
Yeah. There'd be a few, but I think the ultimate mower is also not something that can be judged on just the mower itself. It has to be like a time thing. Like you'd have to bring it in, give it 3 seasons, and then be like, this is the ultimate mower. Like
Absolutely.
the 216, a 195, 196, they've all had like years and years and years to be sort of put into like that culture. Like these are the ultimate mowers. And now I think the Bush Range is starting to hold its own. You know, the Toro, the fucking, you know, the Skag has been a bit quiet, to be honest. Like I think, you know, that's a bit disappointing. But
it's one of those markets. It's kind of just like the battery hedge trimmer market.
yeah,
It's saturated, man.
it is. It is.
Like you always have your Hondas, that have kind of been that staple item, and I mean it's been a long time since I've messed with Hondas.
Yeah.
But I mean the Bush Ranger, mate, it's got to be up there with.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Well,
I know that
that's all we run anymore.
Mate, people have had some horror stories for sure.
Yeah. But look at fucking Honda. The thing is that Honda came back quite well from their horror stories because they have the branding. They are Honda. They are, people look at them as Australian icons. So the Bush Ranger,
But I mean,
quite new to the market, finally finding its feet. And then, you know, you get a few bad experiences that, you know, bad experiences always get put at the forefront. So it's just one of those things.
yeah, but it's probably one of those things too, like more money, more problems.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, 100%.
Bush Ranger went through probably what I would call an influx of sales at a certain point.
Yeah.
And I would say that, you know, consumers hype them up as well.
Yeah.
That can sometimes work in reverse.
Well, the thing is, man, like, you know, every time I see a post saying, oh, fucking Bush Ranger shit, blah, 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 I'm like, fucking, I've got 5 of them and they are all everyday users and we don't have issues with any of them. We've got the 19 and we've like got 4 21s and a 19-inch. We just don't have issues with them.
Mate, no one knows.
We've had one clutch cable and the rest is just normal servicing of blades. Like it's really, I don't know if it's the way we treat our stuff, if I over service or if I look after shit way too much. But you see stories where people have got like fucking multiple issues and then
Sometimes there are
like,
lemons. Mate,
oh yeah,
sometimes-
there definitely is lemons.
And in any brand, any product, there can be lemons.
Yeah.
And just sometimes just really bad situations. But no one knows, I mean, the brands know this, but no one else knows it more than me. That, like, if you buy a brand new Bush Ranger and it just sits in the fucking rain,
Yeah.
and then, you know, you go out mowing and you fucking drop it down 3 stairs and then you got the wheel caught in someone's edge and you're trying to move it, you know, like all of these things contribute to, you know, some of these bad experiences.
The demise of a machine.
So it can be really tough.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the social media thing, like, I know it's just on my mind lately. Like it's just great in so many ways, but like I said, it's become a little bit disappointing now. Just the bullying and I'm not even talking about me. Like, man, people can bully the fuck out. Like, I've got a really thick skin, but
when it comes to your business, it's a little bit different. See, when people start fucking with your money, I
It's
feel like
yeah, like it's that, but it's more about how uneducated that person is.
yeah,
You know, like I had someone challenging me. I wasn't going to bring it up, but why not while I'm rolling? But I had someone challenging me, and they're like, "Oh, I'll on one of our ads, I'd get a Catch Pro in a heartbeat if it was $500."
yeah,
And so I was like, "Okay," liked the comment, rah rah. Then he come back. He's like, "These are a fucking rip off. How the hell do you get $1,000 out of this?" And like I'm sitting there thinking like, there's just no point in responding. Like they don't know how much it costs to make a Catch Pro.
yeah,
And man, it just then someone else chimes in. Then they're
Yeah,
having their
yeah.
own fucking conversation.
yeah,
And it's like these people just have no idea. Like I'm not going to reveal my build price for a Catch Pro, but
yeah.
even if you just take a look, no one knows. Like a Catch Pro box cost me $21.
Fuck, really?
When someone uses Afterpay, it cost me 5%.
Oh, okay.
5% of
Yeah,
a sale.
that's fucked.
When we make a sale on Shopify, which is the only way we make sales, then we lose another further couple of percent. Like, there's just so many factors that people just have
Yeah.
no idea about.
Yeah. They're probably the same people who fucking talk about, pricing and people not accepting their prices and why don't they understand that we've got a business to run? The overheads.
Yeah, and it, like I said, it doesn't. I can have that conversation with anyone privately.
Yeah.
But when it's publicly and you can't defend yourself properly, that's when everyone else looks at it and is like, that gets their gears spinning.
Yeah.
And it's the same with all, mate, none of our products are fucking cheap.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the Whipper Gripper, for example, you can't compare it to something that's mass produced like a Darwin grip. These
Yeah.
are handmade in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Like, out of the 3,000 Whipper Grippers that we have in the market, one person is responsible for every single weld.
Yeah.
One person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, a price comes with that.
Yep.
So,
And you'll get half of your consumers being like, support Australia. Then the other ones were like, why isn't this cheaper? And then, you'll never satisfy the entire market.
But even building these things, like, look, I love that we have Australian-made products, but the reason for them being made in Australia is not for us to be Australian-made.
Yeah.
It's because it's too hard and we can't protect our product
Yeah.
in China. I love Chinese manufacturing.
Yeah.
People don't understand this because they see it as a negative, but there is a lot of opportunity out there for Australians to capitalize on Chinese manufacturing.
Yeah.
People build their whole businesses on it, and you can have awesome made products. Like if you look at any of our Equipment Defender stuff, it is our most reliable product that we have.
Yeah.
If you have a look at the way that it's built and the price that we can get it out in the market for, you couldn't even build half of it in Australia for our retail price.
Okay.
So, but also like, mate, look at everyone's clothing. Look at everyone's, like.
Yeah, people. I love people that are like fucking put Australia first, and they're tweeting it on on an iPhone. It costs $10 to make, but costs you fucking $1,200 to buy. It's crazy. It's it's one of those things, man. I think you're never gonna blanket everyone with positivity. Like there's always gonna be people who are fucking having a bad day and they're gonna talk shit about this. They're gonna some people just love it. Like it's funny being in this industry, you actually get to see a lot of different types of people, and they're just genuine fucking assholes out there that will go out of their way to bag shit out.
What bothers me is that they're not my customers. My customers are respectful.
Yep.
If we have a problem with a customer, it actually doesn't have anything to do with the product.
Yep.
There's obviously been usually there's been some sort of fucking shipping's probably our most.
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
But these people on social media, they're not our customers.
Yeah.
Like fucking Slapdick Duncan, who's fucking irrelevant now.
Yeah.
He's gone skis from the community.
Yeah.
So, but typical, you know.
Yeah.
Mate, you're not my customer. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
just chiming in.
no one
It's
gives
like-
a
it's
fuck
like-
what you think anymore.
I was like, how do you have the fucking time? How do you have the time to fucking pester someone that much? Like,
Yeah.
and run a business. Like, I don't get it. I fucking
I just don't understand how someone
Scrolling
could
on.
comment so much and then get abused so much back in return and be like, oh, that fucking worked. I'll do it again.
and just fucking minimal contribution to the fucking community, except for to be a pest. We were talking about social media, so look, I'll take this opportunity as a little pluggy plug. So the events, all the stuff is live. Website is llee.com.au. We have a Facebook and Instagram, LLEE. So it stands for Lawn and Land Equip Expo. So that is the name of our event. Jump on, follow the Instagram. There's no content on there at all at the moment. So they've only just been created in the last couple of weeks. But as the weeks roll on, I'll start putting some content up. And yeah, there's a pre-registration for suppliers and dealers, all those sort of people on the website. So if you're interested in coming along, fucking feel free, jump on, chuck your details in there. We'll get back to you as soon as we can.
What
We've all
happens
got emails.
when you register? Does that get you a ticket? What?
So with the registration, there's a pre-registration for a door prize for consumers. So contractors on the day can pre-register on the website. We haven't figured out the ticket system yet because we don't actually have any prizes yet because we're just still waiting on all the suppliers to get back to us.
You don't need a ticket to attend?
You don't need, it's free entry. Fuck that. Okay. No, we wanted to make it a free, it's still a charity focused day. We've got one more date to confirm, and that's just because there's been some stuff in the background that we're working on. Lots of people are doing events. So, big suppliers, big distributors are doing events with their dealers in the same time as because it's cold, you know. So having to work around everything, fucking Chloe's got a dance schedule. Like in between two events, we're going to Gladstone and fucking driving to some other fucking destination that's like 6 hours away for dance competition. So we all have other facets of life to fit in between these jobs, but yeah, man, it's all come together good. We're fucking rocking and rolling. 40 Acres is on like Donkey Kong. We've got somewhere in Sydney and we have somewhere in Melbourne. We're just waiting on a confirmation of date. The Melbourne one is going to be very interesting because it's a very special place and let's just say it could get fucking messy. So I'm really excited about that one. Brisbane is going to be awesome because we just have so much space. Fuck yeah, it's going to be cold. I finally won't sweat.
Because we got burnt in Brisbane.
It was hot. It was windy.
It was windy,
but it was a beautiful day. Like I really hope that we get good weather. I know, like obviously can't do anything if it's not, but we'll just do our best. But yeah, man, I'm really excited. Like I can't wait to catch up with everyone around the countryside. It was a really good day up here in Brisbane, and I want to repeat it. And we really just want to get as many. Like I said earlier, we're trying to get like 50 suppliers there. Everything from your finance companies, your apps like your Zeros, like invoicing, all your scheduling apps, all your suppliers. Like we're going to try and get some heavier machinery there this year. Kanga, Dingo, all that sort of stuff. We're even thinking about approaching Kennards and just anything to do with our industry. Like there is just nothing like it, and we want to make sure that we stand out from any other sort of thing, like just being landscape. Obviously, they have their own events, but there's a lot of guys that have their dick half in, half out in the landscape and lawn industry. So we want to cater for everyone. So I'm really excited, and I fucking can't wait because I kind of get to have like a little holiday.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be good.
Awesome. All right. And don't forget to check all that out. We're going to wrap this up today. Hopefully we will be back next week. We'll just see.
Well, it's going to be fucking busy.
Short week next week.
Short week, and I've got fucking an extra week's work to catch up on.
Yeah. So we'll see how we go.
Yeah,
we do apologise for not being consistent, but we're just doing what we can.
Life is thick at the moment.
Until then,
Give it to us.
I'm Matt Catchbro. He's at TBL. We're out of time.
Fucking peace.